What's a realistic way for an average person to become rich? The best advice I ever received in my life. Get good at doing something wealthy people need, and you will always have work. The guy who told me this fixed air conditioning on yachts. No one who can afford a yacht is going to put up with the AC not working on it, no matter what the current economic situation is like. Can relate to this. I do custom copper and specialty roofing. I have guys from mason, landscapers, carpenters etc. asking if I have a good amount of work. They are always shocked when I say I'm booked out 2.5 years. When wealthy people need or want work done, they don't think much about it. Yep. I fix antique cars. I love working for rich people. Once you're able to understand what they want, there's basically no budget. Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it, earns it. He who doesn't, pays it. Ben Franklin. Ben Franklin also lived before we invented an insane array of financial instruments. Interest is now laughably underpowered compared to compound growth on leveraged investments. Leverage works great right up until it doesn't. For every billionaire who made their money via leverage, there are millions who went bankrupt because of it. People still go out of their way for safe 5 to 7% yearly returns. Leverage is great until it bites you in the ass. Realistically, it takes a long time. You're gonna need a job that allows you to make more money than you spend. Invest at least 20% of that money into index funds, high-interest savings accounts, certificates, etc. Consistently and frequently, and let it grow over decades. If you do this and max out your 401k contributions, you'll eventually become a millionaire and have enough to retire. How do you become rich sooner as an average person with an average job? Have rich parents that pass away. This should be the top. Whether or not you studied it in school, educate yourself on finance. I know many blue-collar folks who are millionaires in retirement because they saved and invested wisely. Sure, they may not have been millionaires until they were 50, but after investing properly for 25+ years, they did it on average salaries in the US in low to mid-cost of living areas. Enrich yourself with education and learning new skills, friends, family, and new life experiences like learning about new cultures or trying new foods. The more open and curious you are, the wealthier you will become in more ways than one. It depends on how you define being rich. If you're looking at it from being financially secure where you're comfortable, you have to earn more than you spend. If you're looking at it from becoming financially independent, then you'll need to save, invest, and work. If you're looking for FU money, start a business. If you're looking for FU money, start a business. It's high risk, but also the highest reward. A buddy of mine started a mobile analytics company and ended up cashing it out to the tune of 8 figures. The founder of the company I currently work for started the company with just him sitting in his apartment. The firm is now worth north of $1 billion. Of course, for every story like these, there's a dozen people that started their own business and it ruined them financially. Happened to a couple people I know. But yeah, if you want to be rich, starting a successful business is what you need to get there. Well, I got hit by a semi-truck, lost a leg, and got a multi-million-dollar settlement. Your experience may vary. Early in my career, I worked for an investment firm and we had a client like that. She'd been in a car accident and won a very large settlement. When she hired us, she explained that she knew we were a fiduciary and wouldn't steer her with bad investment advice, but she also knew that her family was going to suddenly start wanting money. And she wanted to be able to blame her finance guy for refusing to do it. She was a very smart lady. For the rest of my career with that company, we fielded requests from various siblings, cousins, etc. asking for money to pay for crazy shit. We dutifully said no each time, and she thanked us profusely in private meetings later for being the bad guy and helping her get along with them. Of course, it was her money all along. If she directed us to pay for such requests, we would have, and probably lost the relationship eventually. But she held firm and we understood our real job was to say no. That's how she kept her money and family intact. Google's the root of local semi-trucks and how to live life on one leg. One step at a time. In general, the most likely path looks something like this. That's the basic path. It's also the ideal. The corollary to this is that the reality for a lot of people is sometimes wrenches are thrown into the works, layoffs, health crises, family crises. Part of my belief in a social safety net is that it should serve as a way to hoist people back onto this path if life pushes them off. But for the average person, this is the path to wealth, slow, steady, and disciplined. Marry a rich person or someone from a rich family. It's the most important financial decision you can make.